Today, I'm going to be talking about the most underrated psychic gift, the most slept on. Have you ever had an experience where you knew it was going to happen before it happened? Precognition. Have you ever experienced receiving almost like a packet of information all at once? Somebody's telling you a story, and now not only do you know and can see it for yourself in a way, or not even see it, because that's a whole other gift. But just know, you just know. I just know that that person is lying. I just know that whatever, but it's not just that knowing. That knowing is like a string attached to an entire information overload. You know the dynamics between this person, that person, and that person. You understand even like series of events that have led to that situation. Well, then chances are you're claircognizant. One of the lunar clairs and one of the slept on clairs, one of the clairs that I think is least spoken about, even next to clairsentience. People love to feel. People love to talk about empathy, right? We don't necessarily give credence to those of us that are extremely gifted. Chances are you have the ability of claircognizance, because the same way we have physical senses, we have non-physical senses, each and every one of us. Now, there might be a select few of us that are never meant to experience that expansion, but at this time, a lot of us are. And with that said, you are likely claircognizant, and a lot of very gifted individuals begin their expansion from the claircognizant place. So it's a place where you get to develop, and then the other senses come after. Why? Because it takes a great amount of discipline and discernment to nurture a claircognizant gift. Clear knowing. Before we begin, I want to talk about our unofficial sponsor, SoFi. SoFi is a bank that I've been using for 2 years now, and I love it. I personally use it as my main banking solution. And what better way to grab the bull by the horns for divine masculine season than getting organized and in control of your finances? Join me and start earning money with SoFi checking and savings. You earn up to 4.6% APY and no pay account fees. I repeat, there are no fees. It's a very high savings account rating, but the reason that I use it and the reason that I love it is because it has different sections within your savings account called vaults that you can create that are essentially sort of little folders inside of your savings account for different goals and different bills, right? So say I have rent due, I have a phone bill, I have things that I'm saving up for, and every time I receive payment, money, checks, whatever, I divide it into those vaults. And so that is the reason that I love using SoFi, because I know that that money is going to be there at the end of the month. Use my link and sign up, and you'll get a $25 bonus when you add $50 to your account. Not only that, if you sign up for direct deposit, even if it's partial, you get $300 of free money. All you have to do is add the $50 and then sign up for direct deposit. You'll just get the $25 for adding some money there, which is amazing, right? And just to get that started and to start to add some life to this new account of yours and this new seed of abundance. The link is in the description. I hope you guys join me. It does a lot for this channel. And without further ado, let's talk about claircognizance. Have you guys ever seen paintings of Jesus and his disciples and the beam of light that is around their head, that yellow sun beam that is behind them, right? The mind and the opening process is sort of like a flower, and I'm referring specifically to the crown chakra, which is the fundamental foundation of your claircognizant ability. So when this starts to come online, there are certain sensations that you'll feel, there's certain events that'll happen, there's certain common occurrences that you'll experience. One of those things is tingles in the scalp. That's how it started for me. And then one night while I was meditating, I felt like there was a pipe coming out of my head, and ultimately a clogged pipe that was then being released of clog, and it just felt like something was plugged in where it wasn't before, and it just felt like this surging coming into my head. It may not feel that way to everyone, right? But that's just my experience, right? And what I've experienced in talking to clients and mentees and all that. When you have other clairs, so my fundamental foundational clairs are lunar clairs. Clairsentience and claircognizance are my fundamental foundational clairs. And so my ability to feel also allows me to feel into these sensations. Usually they go hand in hand. So another sign is precognition. You know who's going to call before you pick up the phone. Some of these signs have been existing your whole life, but they start to pick up in frequency and intensity as you invite it in, and also as many of you guys step into your Saturn returns or certain astrological alignments. Deja vu. Deja vu is a huge one, right? And it's interesting because, and I'll explain this later, so many of the clairs are not singular, meaning sort of, it's almost like a claircognizant download or reception, and then there's like a bit of clairaudience or clairvoyance in there, but it's sitting on the foundation like a pyramid, the claircognizance being at the center, and whatever else is being added to it at the top. So deja vu is sort of like a blend of the claircognizant and clairvoyant ability, and when you get other abilities coming in, it means that you're beginning to fully blossom in your claircognizance, and it has the ability to maintain and hold other clairs. The next symptom is an inability to retain information or to struggle to remember things. So you might struggle to remember numbers. When you're in school, you may have a level of shame because studying is difficult for you. Retaining and remembering all of that information is very difficult for you. Something that is extremely hard. And there's a lot of shame around this, when in truth, your claircognizance and your gift requires you to maintain a level of openness, almost like storage on your phone or your computer. There needs to be a level of storage open to be able to receive, almost like a whiteboard. Rather than you having a library full of books, you have walls upon walls of whiteboards to be written on and erased. Now, who is claircognizant? How many of us are there? The truth is, now with these times, there are many of us, and there's many of us that are being initiated by way of their claircognizant ability. Some people are not meant to experience it. Some people have very specific blueprints that make it so they're not called to, nor are they capable of accessing this kind of clair, right? But then there's a whole section of people in the middle that have the choice. If you're watching this, chances are you have the choice to develop it, to honor it, to run with it. Now let's talk about discernment, because one of the main functions of claircognizance is discernment. So many of us are activated with the claircognizant ability and are initiated through our claircognizant ability because the world around us is full of people wearing masks. So many people, so many institutions, so many faces, so many entities wearing masks that just hearing something or being told something by somebody else is not enough license to believe it. And so when you have that claircognizant ability, you have the ability to lie detect. You have the ability to sort of understand or receive packets of information in any given moment, right? And that is happening a lot more frequently than we give it credit for. We give it credit to our intelligence, right? But the hard aspect of our intelligence, like hardware versus software versus the software versus the software aspect of our intelligence, the liquid aspect of our intelligence that comes from our intuitive abilities. Every innovator you could ever imagine was claircognizant. And that's what makes channeling possible. Because channeling is, like I said before, a beautiful blend of claircognizant and clairaudient ability, right? And it really, they're saying actually it's more claircognizant and clairsentient, right? To allow yourself to feel into a being enough to be able to cognitively align to their communication and their thoughts. It is not just our voices that we're lending. It's not like a voice in our ears that we're repeating. When you channel, you almost align yourself to the frequency of the specific divine entity that is offering their wisdom, and you're aligning to them enough to where your thoughts become, or their thoughts become your thoughts become their thoughts. Now, efficiency. Discernment and efficiency are so incredibly important, especially given the intensity and the polarity we're experiencing. So to be able to be discerning enough to know what's up, right? Some of the people that we love the most have masks, right? And they're putting forth something different than what it is that they're actually feeling and thinking and experiencing. And when you are able to put this together, there's a level of efficiency that's needed, almost like your computer and how much of your GPU is being clocked, or whatever they call it in the technical field. It's like how much strain is it putting on you, is your current circumstances putting on you? And so the initiatory clair of claircognizance and clairsentience, they offer this opportunity for us to sort of learn how to be led without needing to have a spectacle, without needing to have Jesus manifest for us in order to redirect us, and then all of this other stuff. The only reason that those signs even make sense to us is because we have a claircognizant foundation in order to understand and to kind of fit it into our frame of reference, and to understand how to fit it into our own mental scapes, our own mental realities, right? And this is why efficiency is so important. Claircognizance may not be the flashiest gift. It may not be the gift that gets all the attention we desire. But it is the most efficient and the most primary. It is the most efficient and the most potent. It's really the masculine extension, right? So claircognizance and clairsentience, forgive me. Claircognizance and clairsentience are both primary clairs. Claircognizance and clairsentience are like brother and sister. They're the masculine and feminine expression of that lunar clair, of that foundational clair, right? It's living with the gift rather than experiencing phenomena. It's living with yourself as the gift, as the knowing, as the feeling, right? You live in that. It's not something that just comes and goes. It's just there. It's foundational. Another analogy I can offer to this is like it's the frame of a car, or it's the frame that the motherboard is mounted onto in a computer, right? It is everything that every other clair and every other very unique gift springs from. And we have specific guides that assist us with this very special clair. The guides that assist us in this way are here to guide us in a way to stabilize and integrate the knowing and the practices we have around this beautiful gift. And there are guides that are here to assist us. And in this specific gift, and in the advancement, and in the crowning of this gift, this rebirth, so to speak. And these guides are very serious about this gift. These ancestors are very serious about this gift. And so if you are wanting something more flashy, something more evidentiary, where you want to hear names and see the apparition, and you want to feel like you're a spiritual, special person. So many people in their ego just want to feel special. It's actually being humble and walking a path of being humble and being appreciative of the gifts that you have as they manifest. There are people who experience clairvoyance, clairaudience, some of the solar clairs, some of the more flashy clairs, the clairs that are more in your face, there's some that experience them without the foundation of claircognizance or clairsentience, and then they just become a messenger. They say, hey, I got this person here, and this person is telling me this. These are the exact words. But does that person have the ability to understand, to have a sort of grip and an understanding of how the other side operates? Where that came from? Just hearing that communication, does that person then pick up all this other information around that person, or are they just communicating the message? And that's not to put it down. A lot of these people have unique experiences, like they were struck by lightning, they were electrocuted, they had a near-death experience, and sometimes they're just unique in that way, right? But most people that experience the kind of flashier end of the clairs and the things that everybody wants, they got there because they were appreciative and expansive within what they were getting originally. They were allowing that. If you've been on your journey for a while, tell me that I'm not lying. If you've been on this journey for a while, you'll know what I mean when I say that early on, the synchronicities, the moments, the magical moments that we have with the divine, they were so special to us at that time. Like they hit us in a certain way. And as you get used to it and things begin to evolve and unfold, we forget to have that kind of same awe. And sometimes I'll talk to somebody who's just opening up, and their experiences, and they're sharing everything, like, oh my god, and this happened, and that happened, and that happened, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, where did I lose that? And I see that so much in people that have been developing themselves for some time, or people that have consider themselves to have been on a spiritual awareness journey for quite some time. As I'm filming this, I'm realizing that I didn't film an outro and I didn't wrap up, so here we go. The purpose of this, and the purpose of understanding the importance of the lunar clairs, clairsentience and claircognizance, is that they are the springboard that any other gift comes from. Any flashy gift, any gift that you see and you're like, I want to be that way. If you know yourself to be gifted, or you know yourself to be psychic, and you're experiencing a claircognizant or clairsentient expansion, know that it is just the beginning. It is the foundation of your pyramid that everything else gets to be built on soundly. Okay? It is the initiatory process. It is like the bottom of the iceberg beneath the water, right? It is the soul essence of your gifts, and it begins to sort of create extensions upon other gifts. And what's the point of hearing things or seeing things if you don't have the cognition to be able to understand it? Would you rather someone speak to you in spirit and you hear it, like when you're falling asleep and you hear something, right? And all of a sudden you just hear it, and then you get the cognition of who it is, why they're here, what they have to tell you. They don't even have to work so hard to say it or work so hard to get through to you to hear it, because there's all of this other foundational underside development that allows you to be more efficient with your reception of the non-physical. And so with that said, honor it. Rejoice. You are growing. Your gifts are growing. You are blossoming. It may not be as flashy. Everybody wants to see and everybody wants to hear. It's the thing that people say to me a lot when they are developing psychically. They want to impress people because they want to feel special. Well, if I'm actually so gifted, then why can't I do what that person's doing over there? Honor and respect your gifts as they show up. Because the initiatory process of developing yourself within the lunar space, it allows you to look back and to see all the ways in which it was always present, right? It may have ramped up of recent, but it was always present. And that's a beautiful thing. Being able to understand and put into context who you are, who you've always been, and what your natural day-to-day foundational gift is. I digress. I want to hear about your experiences with your expansions within clairsentience or claircognizance specifically. What have you been feeling? What is your experience? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.